Good afternoon, everyone. So this is Charles Christopher Emanog from Group 2 HR Gryffindor, and I will be discussing demotion. So first of all, do you have any idea what is demotion? If not, I will be discussing it for you. So first of all, this is the content of my report. The first one is what is demotion. The second is reasons to demote an employee. Third is what is the difference between demotion and termination. Fourth is problems of demoting employees. And the fifth one is 4 steps of demoting an employee. So we have 5 of them and we will be discussing it today. So what is demotion? A demotion is a permanent transfer to a lower level position than the employee previously held. The position will often have less responsibility or required competence than the prior one, as well as a lower pay grade. So demotion is reducing the rank or grading of an employee's current status. So this is the downgrade of individual's position to a lesser important position within the business or organization. So demotions can be voluntary or involuntary, and they can occur as a result of poor employee performance, position elimination, disciplinary actions, or organizational restructuring. A demotion in HRM allows a company to keep a valuable employee by returning him or her to his or her previous position. However, the employee may not react well to the demotion, and if the demotion is the result of employee misconduct, it may send the message to other employees that the company is lax about disciplinary action. So that is the definition of demotions. The next one is the reasons. So what are the reasons to demote an employee? Employees can be demoted for a variety of reasons, including the employee delivered a subpar performance, the employee lacks the necessary skills for their current position, you're getting rid of the employee's job, and you are disciplining the employee for his or her misbehavior. So there are also reasons of demoting an employee voluntarily. So an employee may also voluntarily request a demotion. Here are some reasons why an employee might request a demotion. The employee wishes to have fewer responsibilities. The employee is resigning from your company. The employee wishes to change jobs. The employee wishes to rebalance their work-life balance. And lastly, the employee wishes to work remotely or from a different business location, but his or her current position does not allow for this. The next one is the difference between demotion and termination. So a demotion of employees may be a good solution if an employee is valuable to your company but isn't thriving in their current role. So this first sentence here is what we call demotion. While if an employee commits a wrongdoing, causes disruptions, or isn't a good fit for your company, this may be good reasons to fire them, which what we call termination. As demotions, as we know, demotions involve a change in job title or responsibilities, while terminations involve the end of employment, meaning they are always involuntary. It is permanent, while demotions can be temporary or permanent. Demotions can be voluntary or involuntary. Let us proceed to problems of demoting employees. So there are numerous disadvantages to demoting employees that may make it difficult to do so. So number one, for some employees, a demotion can be humiliating or demoralizing. So demotions can also lose confidence of a individual. They may be ashamed because they are demoted. Demotion is downgrading someone's position. So because of that, the employee morale can suffer as a result of public humiliation. Number two, if the employee who was demoted was a supervisor, it may be difficult for them to rejoin the people they manage. Meaning to say that if a supervisor is demoted, they are having a difficult time to rejoin to those people who once they manage, because they are demoted. It changed its responsibilities from being a supervisor going down because of demotion. So the supervisor's responsibilities have changed. So they really have a difficult time to rejoin to those people they once managed. Number three, if you have already filled the position, you may not be able to demote an employee. If you have already filled that position, if this is the case, you may need to transfer the employee to a different position. Number four, if you are disciplining, demotion in HRM may not be the best form of discipline, especially if used alone. Discipline does not always correct an employee's wrongdoing. In the end, the demoted employee may leave your company for another position. Create an incentive for the employee to stay with your company if you can. Meaning to say, demotion, if you are disciplining in HRM, is not a best form of discipline, as this leads to your employee to leave your company for another position. So create a incentive, make them encourage, motivate to stay with your company if you can. Let's proceed to the 4 steps of demoting an employee. It can be difficult to inform an employee that they have been demoted. Here are 4 steps to successfully navigating a demotion. Number 1, inform the employee of the demotion. Meaning to say, have a private conversation with the employee before demoting them. What does your employee's demotion entail? Explain why you are demoting the employee, especially if it is due to poor performance. Express your desire to retain the employee. After all, you're not firing them. Explain why you believe the employee will perform better in the new role. Second, describe the new position. So after explaining why you are demoting the employee, inform him or her of the new position. List the responsibilities and expectations of the position. Inform the employee at this time if the new position comes with a lower salary. The third is create a transition strategy. Create a transition plan with the employee. Set a date for when the employee will be completely immersed. Immersed meaning to say is dip or submerge, involved in their new role. Include in your plan if the employee needs to pass off projects or documents to another employee. And last one is inform the appropriate individuals. It may not be appropriate to notify all of your employees of the demotion. However, the demotion of employees may have an impact on some employees. For example, if the demoted employee supervised others, you should inform those employees as to who they will now report to. You should also think about what you will do or what you will tell your employees. Employees do not need to be aware of every aspect of their demotion. So, in conclusion, demotions can be difficult for both employees and organizations. However, they can also serve as an opportunity for growth. With the right support and guidance, demoted employees can use the experience to improve their performance and gain new skills. Once again, this is Charles Christopher M. Anog, and thank you for listening to my report. God bless all.